Okay, Dave, thanks for talking to us. Plaudits, but no points. How's it been over the last 48 hours for you from Saturday night?
Much the same. Yeah, I think we're all a bit annoyed that we didn't come away with anything, never mind the 3 points. But if you win, you don't get too high, and if you lose, you don't get too low. It's as simple as that. There's no point beating yourself up or trying to come up with the answers after the event. You've got to reflect and watch the game and all the rest of it. But you've got to move on. There's another game tomorrow, and there's no point still thinking about Ipswich.
How do you take those frustrations out then? How do you get yourself prepared for a Monday morning training session and then get your boys ready for Tuesday night's 7 o'clock kickoff?
You've got to take the bits out of it that you need to take out of it, the good bits, and you've got to take the bits out of it that you didn't do very well and improve. Irrespective of Ipswich or Gillingham or whichever teams it's concerning, you've got to have your faith in the process, in the development of the lads. And if that's the case, then next time that happens, you've got to hope that there's enough work in them that they do take the chances. It's as simple as that. There's no point trying to beat yourself up. You have to learn from it and improve. And if you improve, the next time, like I say, next time it happens, you hope that you come up with the right answers.
There wasn't much wrong, though, Dave, with that performance, other than putting the ball in the back of the net, and you probably argue you could have defended the goal that won it for Ipswich better. But is there a real art to that finishing? Can you still teach players to get that ball in the back of the net after all that good play in your build-up?
Yep, 100%. It's just another pass between two white sticks. That's all it is. You can definitely practice it.
Is that something that you'll do, or you are doing it? Is it a surprise that they didn't score?
Well, it was a surprise, I have to say. But listen, we've just gone to a team that are they second or third or fourth, something like that. I don't to the table. Wherever they are, we've just gone to a team, and if we'd have beaten 4-0, I don't think anyone would have complained. So we've got to take great heart in that. We didn't. So let's not kid ourselves on at the same time. Add some realism into it. We've got to make sure that we do when we're on top and as dominant as we were on Saturday. We do take his chances, and that's just I think the hard work is having such a dominant performance in the defensive third, in the middle third. Create the chances. It's just the final little bit. There's lots and lots we're right about Saturday, but if you don't take your chances and you don't put the ball in the net, you leave yourself wide open to what happened, and that's what we did, unfortunately. So there's lots of positives. I'm certainly not going to be sat here crestfallen. I'm certainly not going to be critical of the players. We were good on Saturday, above League One level. But if you don't put the ball in the net, you leave yourself wide open. So we start doing that, then we've got a chance.
Fingers crossed the goals will come, because you have got goal scorers, you've got creative players in your setup. That's the way you are. What you've just got to hope for is, the players still keep believing in what you're trying to preach to them and your coaching staff, which I don't think you have any problems, because they've seen that, haven't they, with the teams they played already this season. You're quite right. They've been above League One standard.
I think we've played 5 of the top 10 already in the league. Someone told me. I don't know if it's true, but that's what someone told me. That's a fairly tough start. That's not an easy start. That means there's teams in form or recruited well or whatever, and early, front runners if you like. But I don't think we've been Sunderland aside. Lincoln we were flat. So you can say a game and a half really. Other than that, I think we've been competitive and probably been the better side in the majority of the games. Hull were the better team, lost 1-0. Ipswich, comfortably the better team, lost 1-0. So we're not. And I'm a big believer, if the performances are there, the results will come. Are they coming Did they come on Saturday? No, they didn't. But I know whatever the performances are there, the results will come.
That's the great thing about the game, isn't it? You know, I know it's a different type this season with what's going on in the country, but you are playing Saturday, Tuesday. And I know players like at times to get out on the training ground, but they love playing football matches, don't they? With the, you know, with the end product trying to get 3 points.
Yeah, well, that's the name of the game. You know, I've met many a player that can train Monday to Friday, but can't do it on a Saturday, and that's sort of meat from the chaff, if you like. And I think we're probably the only business really that gets judged on an hour and a half in the whole week, or maybe 3 hours if there's 2 games. It's just as important what you do on the training pitch, and we've got to make sure that we do get enough work into them while managing load and physical demands, so that we, like I said, we do keep improving. So whenever we face either the same challenge again that we've come up a bit short, we're better at it, or a different challenge, we've got the answers. It'll certainly be a different challenge tomorrow night, that's for sure, than Saturday, just because there's 2 very different styles. So we've got to make sure that we've got the answer to that tomorrow night.
What is it you're expecting then? When I look at Gillingham's record, a bit similar to you, they played that one extra game, but when I look at it, it's 3 wins, 1 draw, 6 defeats. For yourself, 3 wins, 1 draw, 5 defeats. So similar in records. What are you expecting in terms of different approach then?
They'll certainly be more direct. You know, I think that's not a criticism. It's a distinct style of play. And you can argue at times it's more effective. You've got to just make sure it doesn't. You know, it's not more effective, and there'll certainly be a battle of contrasting styles. And we've got to make sure that our football is better than their direct approach. It's as simple as that. We've got to stand up and be counted. And when we've got possession of the ball, don't give it away cheaply. Because they're good at what they do, you know. They've had a bit of a poor run recently. But that's not to say that, you know, they're not effective, because it's an effective way of playing, you know, all the way through the leagues. Literally all the way through the leagues. Stoke were a direct team in the Premier League. You know, Liverpool are a direct team in the Premier League. Honestly, they are. You go and watch them, they get it up to their front 3 nice and quick, then they start playing. Do Gillingham start playing when they're there? Well, they do, yeah. They get it wide and cross the ball. So we've got to make sure we're, you know, up to that challenge. It's a different challenge from Saturday.
It's a break at the weekend in terms of the FA Cup coming around, but to get back into winning ways now in the league is the main priority come Tuesday night, and Gillingham gives you that opportunity, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, we've not picked up as many points as we should have over the last few games, that's for sure. But like I said, I'm not worried, because by and large the performances, even when we haven't played well, you think, oh, that's nobody's Sunderland aside, I'd say, nobody's sort of overrun us. And I think that will more to do with us than Sunderland, I'd say. So we know, like I said, the performances are there. We've just got to make sure that our performances do equate to points, because that's what we all get judged on. But like I say, we're not worried. We've just got to make sure that we do start picking up some points. Yeah,
the other positive to it, of course, while you've not been able to just nick those goals, what your performances deserve, is I think you've conceded only 8 goals in League One, and I think there's only 4 clubs, and 3 of them are in the top 5, who've conceded less. So that's a real positive, you know, that you know at the moment, as a unit, it's not easy to score against you.
Yeah, I think there's a fine balance between the two, but I don't think it's not looking as though we're not going to score goals either. So I think we haven't took his chances. There's a difference. You know, I don't think anybody could argue that we're a defensive-minded team. But at the same time, it's a real pleasing start. I think we have worked hard at that. But then we work hard at the other end of the pitch as well. And in the minute, we're not quite taking our chances. But we're getting them. And whatever we're getting them, we're confident that we'll start taking them.
Just one player who keeps coming up from the supporters' point of view. You're the man who picks the teams. Zanzala, who's one of your first signings, he just can't break in. I know things have gone well for Mikel Mandron. Is he still pushing hard and still working hard to get his opportunity?
Yeah, I spoke to Ozzy last Monday. No, when was it? Monday? It was last week. Last Monday, Wednesday. I think it might have been.
Time goes quick, Dave.
I'm trying to think when it was. It might have been Wednesday. The game got called off, didn't it? Wednesday at Whitton. I spoke to him. I spoke to him last week, and I just said, "Look, keep going. Don't think that you've done anything wrong. Mika's been scoring goals. We've got Chris Porter there as well, and your chance will come. And what you do now and until that chance, it'll determine go a long way to whether you take it or not. He scored yesterday. He played well yesterday for the 23s. Won a penalty, scored a penalty, which is exactly what you want as a manager. And whenever he's called upon, I'm sure he'll do a terrific job for us.